Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we are in one of our final Mythic Zeros for the week, Nokhud Offensive. And I'm quite looking forward to it. I really like the way they've done this dungeon, obviously with your dragon riding being such a key element to it, really. Um, but yeah, I mean, it looks good. So we're going to reset the damage overall done here. Are we going? Are we not? Are we going? He's actually running to us? Oh no, he's flying. Oh, mobs, 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 mobs. I'm expecting they're going to turn around, right? Are we just hoping that they don't? Oh, they definitely are. Okay. That's why I kind of held my cooldowns, because I expected that to happen. But yeah, so I think we're coming to the end of the Mythic Zero dungeons now. We're kind of at that point where we're we must be one of the best geared on the server, just because of the way it works, right? Like we've done pretty much as much of the content as we could do. Of course, we can go and get some more gear in terms of heroics now and things like that. We know what slots to aim for. Probably a little bit of crafting in there as well. But yeah, we're at a point where we're not going to be able to make. Oh god, there's a stick. Glad my DPS was ruined by Listico. But yeah, so we've consistently been top in every single dungeon that we've been in at mythic level, and I think that shows that yes, the class is very good, but we're playing it at a good level. So I'm pretty confident that we're ready to push into like Mythic Plus and start going down that route and hopefully performing at a good level. Let's get the deep breath in there for the stun. Big fire breath. Interrupt that. And we'll set up a little bit of damage for the next pull. So I've recorded this literally all in one day. I've literally put like 2 solid days into Dragonflight so far, and don't get me wrong, it's been amazingly fun. I've really enjoyed it, but it's been a bit full on, and I've obviously done all of the Mythic Zero content pretty much in like 4 hours. Oh my god, are we getting? We just got so many procs sent. That was really nice. One tap, more procs, more procs, more procs, more procs. I don't know what that means. I think we're supposed to have shot him with this, but more procs. Sir, I don't know what you're doing. I don't really know what's going on, but I know that you probably shouldn't be doing whatever the hell it is you're doing. I'm just going to keep focusing on the boss, honestly. Like, everyone else seems to be doing other mechanics. The boss only got 500k health left. Boom, it's dead. No loots, no loots. What was our damage like there? 25k. I thought as much. Like, I thought we did well because we got loads and loads of procs. Let's go back to it rule. So I really like the fact that you can fly around the map. That's cool. it really adds a good element to just the dungeon. It just feels different. It feels like you're going through a zone as opposed to a dungeon. Like it's big, but it's not time consuming. Like Halls of Valor is a big dungeon, but it's like quite time consuming. Go pull in them? I hope so. Where are the other guys? Bang. So again, when I was talking about it earlier, I was in other videos. I've talked about kind of how the class feels and things like that. I've been playing this for 4 hours solid, like literally doing content for 4 hours solid. It hasn't got any less boring. Like the spells still feel impactful, everything still feels good. Um, our gameplay has got better. I think they've done really well with this class, and it really surprises me because it's a class that like wasn't very well received from what I understand by the community. But so far, like this is easily going to be my main. There was never even any doubt of that once I played it, even for a little while. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be top class. Having another class that brings Bloodlust could be quite interesting for Mythic Plus meta. Obviously, you had Resto Shemi be so dominant at the end of last expansion that, well, we'll see how it kind of works now. We're kind of in the middle of 17 mobs. I don't like any of this. We go. Who are we waiting for? Uh, Prot Warrior. So we've got a Prot Warrior in this. They seem to take very minimal damage. I've not been in a group with a Prot Warrior yet that's like really, really squishy. Probably didn't need to put cooldowns there, but considering how much I mean, I talk shit about them. Like, I genuinely thought they were very weak and like not very key to the play of the class. I was wrong, massively. Like, I'm open to admit that. That's the cooldowns feel now very, very fun to use, and you can see when I've used them. Like, if you just looked at it from a chart perspective, and followed that along, you could see the point at which I popped cooldowns because my DPS does rise significantly, and that's what cooldowns are for, right? They're supposed to be impactful abilities. Not sure what killed him so quickly then. Did he stand in the fire, maybe? Again, Fury Warrior was one of those classes that I was tempted with, and he's got that by a mile. It looks like I would have enjoyed playing it, um, but I can't see myself playing anything other than this. Now, I don't remember this boss, but it already looks toxic. I'm not there. Oh god, we're getting ready checks and all sorts. Tell me this boss is toxic. Okay. Getting empowered spells off, I can already see is going to be a challenge here. We do have cooldowns soon. Trying to make sure that we don't stand too close to the edge to grab the ads as well. I feel like we're supposed to catch these. Oh god, yes we are. They give damage. What? No, 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 no. Let's pop some cooldowns then. I feel like I'm getting pummeled at the moment. I'm not quite sure why. Yeah, again, we're kind of stood very close to these ads. I would probably prefer to kill those in a Mythic Plus environment. Unless they are very inefficient too, you could probably just pull them in with like the pack that was over there. But I think ideal world, you definitely kill those. It's just too risky, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being a pessimist. But I'm trying to be a pessimist that does the goodest uppus. Bang bang. 20k. Okay, I'm pretty happy with our damage there. That ring is mucho nice. I think it's this boss that I don't actually want loot from. Yeah, I don't really want loot from this. I'm going to try and force it by going preservation. Of course, that could just bite me in the ass. I haven't had loot for a couple of bosses. There's a chance that I just get given loot here anyway. I hope not. Last boss has a chance. Last boss, anything it drops is a big upgrade. Like the boots are lovely, the weapon's nice, and we just get an offhand randomly then. Um, let's go. Let's go, mate. Let's just pop cooldowns. I wasn't planning on it, and then I did. Damn, they died quickly. Oh, I pulled. You look like you were pulling. Buddy, you look like you were pulling. It's kind of my fault. And by kind of, I mean definitely my fault. But he definitely ran forward as if he was pulling. He looks fine. I'm going to throw him a couple of heals. We're going to root them all. What is other me doing over there? Is the other healer just not going to come back? He could have definitely been here by now. But the other healer, I mean, the healer. That was my fault. It is what it is. He definitely could have made it back, which is the frustrating part, and then would have been fine. Yeah, my healing wasn't great. I was trying to heal him a lot, but my healing wasn't fantastic. Never mind, mistakes were made. Did they finish it all off? It looks like they have. They did. Nice. It was worth. Maybe not, but it was fun, and that was important. Oh god, where are we going here? Eek! Eek! Stop throwing your balls at me. So this quest was bugged the other day on this boss. I couldn't actually do it. I'm hoping I can do it now. We've still got one more burial ground, right? Hopefully long enough to get some of our cooldowns back. Do need to make sure after a fire breath I am living flaming. I have noticed a couple of times where I haven't been. Give me my soul back. I've noticed a couple of times after a fire breath I'm not living flaming. And that's just poor. So 50 seconds on cooldowns. Doesn't look like we're going to have them up for the boss, but we are going to... I've asked them if they want Bloodlust here. I don't know. I don't really remember the last boss being a pain. Okay, why not? So that works. I'm going to say... Well, it's all linked, isn't it? So it doesn't really matter. I'd like them stacked together so I can cleave them, but... We actually nearly had our cooldowns up. Which means I will use my cooldowns on like the next rotation. That's quite a cool mechanic. I've not seen that before. I'm sure it's been in bosses before, but it's a new one for me at least. Like the arrows are multiple people that split into like 5 tornadoes. There is another boss that did something similar to it, and I can't think of what the boss was called. Please don't give me loot. Please, no looterinos. Nice. And we got the quest items done. Nice. So we're going to switch back to Devastation here. Anything off the last boss is huge. So, wish luck. Dream scenario, weapon, one-hand weapon, and the training matrix. Dream scenario. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I've just realised what this last boss is, and it's horrible. The boss isn't necessarily horrible, but like this bit is. Because some of this trash is absolutely awful. That pack in specific, that pack specifically is absolutely awful. I'm hoping everyone comes to moi. But each of these videos, other than Halls of Infusion, have been like 30 minutes long. Sorry, 20 minutes long. It's a really good length for dungeons. I have to say, like, I'm really impressed. They've got a really good balance of dungeons, but still kept them at a good length. You haven't got one exceptionally short dungeon like the Maw of Souls of Dragonfly. You haven't got one exceptionally long dungeon like I don't know, Halls of Valor or something like that. You've got a really good balance of size. Like, yes, there is a couple that are like a little bit shorter than others, but with no farming borrow power system, actually that doesn't matter so much either, right? Like it doesn't matter so much if there's a little bit of a shorter dungeon because you're not gonna be farming it for much. It's not like you're farming it for rep or for I don't know, well anything really, which is cool. I think the way they've set it up at the moment, it looks to be very successful. And we have Bracken Spore as our last one, which is I would say my least favourite. Halls of Infusion has kind of taken that at the moment. I have a feeling that Brackenspore might take it back. I will be going in it as DPS. I think I seem to be able to do a considerable amount of damage, both single target and AoE. I want the best chance of being able to clear every Mythic Zero, and at the moment, it seems like me being DPS is the way to do that. I'm a better Devastation player than I am a Preservation player. He's my logic. And I'd say the primary content of this is going to be his DPS on the channel, so it's something that Preservation content will just kind of be as and when, whereas this is going to be the main thing with obviously Ellie Shami in Wrath as well. Although this kind of makes me want to play a mage. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. It just reminds me a little bit of mage. So don't want to use too much here. Because obviously we're going to go into the boss potentially afterwards. We're going to save cooldowns as well. I thought that Halo was going to pull then, I'm not going to lie. Nice little proc cycle there. Devastation doesn't feel particularly powerful. Like, it actually does a lot of damage. Like, if you actually look on single target, oh, sorry, disintegrate, doesn't do very much damage. Well, it doesn't look like it does or feel like it does. It does actually when you look at single target. Like, if I look at this fight, disintegrate's my second highest, Eternity Sage is my highest. It procs from disintegrate as well. Like, no. Let's see how much we can do here. Nice little insta proc. Got a lot of disintegrates off at the start there. Stack on tank for phase. Okay. Don't know what the mechanic is, but he seems to know what he's doing. I really don't remember this boss. Again, I suppose I haven't really. Oh, okay. I would really like my cooldowns, and I'd really like to do this. I didn't do any research on the dungeons, which I suppose is why, like, I'm having a little bit of blankness when it comes to some of the bosses. I am just playing and avoiding. Like I said, trying to avoid mechanics. Eventually, obviously, we'll get more used to it. And there's been a couple of bosses that I've had to, like the one in Halls of Infusion, I've had to go and have a look at tactics. Ow. That wasn't very nice. Did it just pull me to him and then he ran over me? That's interesting, okay. Nope. Oh, okay. Didn't go very far with my hover. That sucks. Ah, Michimiai. Nice. Pretty easy boss. Nolut. Nolut. So there's Dragonflight Dungeon Hero. That's everything done on Heroic. Obviously we're on Mythic, but we've then got that's not the one. Dragonflight Dungeon, is it in here? Yeah, okay. So Brackenhide is the last one to go. I keep calling it Bracken Spore, but yeah, so one more left to go, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed and catch you later.